Hello, everyone, and welcome to what we have of Back to School Night for Amador Valley High School. I'm Mr. Porter, the one and only Math 4 teacher at the school. Today, we'll be talking about simply how your child can succeed in this class and what the format of this class is like, because it's a bit different this kind of year, right? When we're meeting through online means and we're teaching through online means. So I'm trying to get, my goal for today is really or tonight, my goal for tonight is to give you a bit more clarity as to the process of this class. So let's look at the format first. The format for an online class is going to be strange no matter what, but my class might seem a bit odd to you. If you already have some of your children that are at college, you might have heard of something called a flipped classroom, and that's exactly how Math 4 is going to work this year. What a flipped classroom is pretty much the teaching, the actual instruction that happens before the class. Effectively, it'll be their homework. And what that is that the students are given 1 to 2 videos after every class. That is pretty much the new instruction, the new lesson. And each video is created by me and put onto YouTube, the very same YouTube channel that this video is on. So if you're curious as to see what this looks like, you can just take a look at the other videos on this channel. And then for every video that they watch, they're given an assignment where they have to solve a few problems. And the reason why it's like this is because it shows me how much they understood of the video. So some students have no idea what's going on. It's very clear to me when I see that their work is pretty much just terrible. While otherwise, if they've mastered it, then it shows me that they did a really good job. And how that's applied to a class, well, you're going to see in just a moment, okay? So that's before class. That is effectively their homework. So it's incredibly important that they do that. But if they do that, it'll make the actual class a bit smoother. Because during class, how that works is in the very beginning, I have a warm-up, and it's provided as students pretty much start trickling into class. Usually students might be like a minute or two late because of tech issues, but generally they're on time. Now, there's something special I do for Math 4, because both my Math 4 classes, first period and second period, are effectively the first classes of the day for your children. Because it's odds for Monday, Thursday, evens for Tuesday, Friday. So what I like to do is to really wake them up is I try to create really engaging and fun activities. Typically, that so far has been shown with students playing Kahoot, this interactive like quiz-like game. It's very pretty much based on the material they just watched. So not only is it fun for them and they get to compete with each other a little bit and just do the best, it also shows me how much they understood. So it's just another way for me to evaluate what they knew besides the assignment. Now, what I've learned from their assignments is apply to the next step, which is I discuss the previous homework assignments, and I specifically talk about their mistakes. So instead of spending like during my class time just going over the full lesson, I get to pretty much target the specific things that the students need help with, and I get to ignore the stuff that they aced without my help. Well, just by the video's help. After that, they do an assignment, typically in groups. I put them in the breakout groups in Zoom, and I go individually to each group and help them out. I know some people don't like group work. Luckily, my group work is designed so that they can work together, they can help each other, but at the very end of the day, the work that they're turning in is their own. So they can check their answers and make sure they're all on the same path, but if a student gets put into a group where the other group mates aren't really working with them and they're not really helping, then they don't really suffer. At least they only lose out a little bit on support, but I'll still be checking with each group anyways. And I think it's a really good format to have with Zoom. And then finally, I just wrap up the class with an exit ticket, just small, once again, just checking to see how much they understood throughout this lesson. And that's the class format. The biggest thing, right, that's different from other classes is that their learning of the first part of the lesson is outside the classroom. That doesn't mean, right, that I'm not teaching your children. I am helping them out, and I am going over the material and focusing on their mistakes. And in fact, they're getting more feedback than they probably would in a normal classroom. Just to give you an idea what that might look like, here's an example right here where they're given a graph for homework, and they were asked to say all the intervals that were increasing when the graph is going up. And one student said that the graph is going up on the interval from 13 to 18. And if you know your math, you might understand that a big mistake they were making is that they thought that only one part of the graph was going up. But another graph, part of the graph from 0 to 3 was also going up. And we were able to have a conversation. I was able to talk to students, and they were able to really enforce the idea that what this mistake was and how they can avoid it in the future. So it's a lot better for them education-wise. So I want to point out a few things. First off, you might take a look at the very top. I show them these PowerPoints and I go over them. And the PowerPoint that's shown always has an aim at the top so the students know what we're focusing on. And also, they always know what's going to happen in class because there's always an agenda in the top right. And that's on every single slide. So they get to it's nice and organized for them, and they get to see what's coming up next. All right. So it could be possible that you feel like despite that, all this help, your child needs more support, and I am more than willing to give it to them. So let me tell you how they could get extra help. First off, I am available Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday from 1 to 3 every day. They just stop by during my office hour Zoom, and they can get one-on-one help. Not too many students take advantage of this, but honestly, I feel like more should, and I've been doing my best to encourage them to come to help. But if you want to encourage your child, also, if you would prefer me helping them instead of you having to help them with their math homework, that's a good time to do that. Also, if that's not enough or if that time doesn't work for them, I still have my email. And feel free also at the end of this video, if you just want to email me, that email right there, and I will respond to you as quick as possible. The last thing I want to go over before we're done, this is simply the grading policy. So I am going to pretty much be having a point-based system. And I feel like instead of percentages, it's a lot more clear to students like where their grades are coming from. This is where I estimate how everything's going to be set up, where assessments are going to be worth the most, and then assignments, classwork assignments, and then homework assignments, and then participation. This is an estimate, and it could very easily change, especially with how uncertain this school year is. So don't consider this to be set in stone. And that's it about my class and what's to be expected and how it's set up. But it's quite possible that you might have more questions. So once again, feel free to email me right there at aporter@pleasantonusd.net. And I do encourage you to take a look at those videos that I have posted on YouTube to see how I'm teaching your students. Also, feel free to like and subscribe so you can be fully updated whenever I post something new. Otherwise, you all have a great night. See ya.